So welcome and good evening to all parents and guests and faculty members and students and our benefactors. Welcome to our scholarship and awards night for our seniors for the graduating class of 2017. As the very proud principal of North, it's my pleasure, along with my administrative team sitting behind me here, to recognize our senior students who have been selected for scholarship recognition tonight and school-wide awards. As a reminder, tomorrow morning we are doing graduation rehearsal and the awards ceremony, which starts at 9 o'clock sharp. All of you seniors should make sure that you're there at 8:30. And if you'd like to have some breakfast, that's been brought in by our Titan parents and supplied by our Titan parents. That's going to start at 8 o'clock in the cafeteria. So there's some good food to have before the ceremony starts. We are also going to be giving out department awards tomorrow, as well as recognizing the top 10. We also have an Outstanding Teacher Award, which is really special, that will be presented tomorrow, along with the Mayor's First Student Citizenship Award tomorrow. So it's an exciting day tomorrow. So this is one of my favorite times of the year because we get to recognize all of the talented young men and women here today. It's been my pleasure getting to know this class of students, and I think it's extra special, this class, as I'll probably mention again on Saturday, that all of them and I started at the very same time at North. I actually arrived about a week before they did, so we've been through the last 4 years together, and it's been a pleasure. Tonight, benefactors of some of our scholarships will be presenting their scholarships. This is a very special part of the evening because we get to appreciate and understand the stories behind the scholarships, and it's so meaningful to kind of hear why these scholarships have been given to our students. So they will be starting tonight. We are so especially grateful for their generosity and dedication to our students here at Nashua North. Please keep in mind that many of the students in attendance here tonight have also received outside scholarships beyond what they're receiving here tonight. We are recognizing approximately $1.5 million in scholarship money this evening. I'd like to take a moment to publicly thank all of the people that helped put this wonderful award ceremony together, scholarship night together. That would be Caroline Kelly and Denise Patz, Lisa Serrard, and MJ Flanagan. These ladies have put a lot of hard work into making this night a success, so thank you to them. I'd also like to thank our underclassmen here tonight. We have National Honor Society students, Team Titans, we have class officers all here helping. We have two ladies behind the curtain here that are manning the PowerPoint. We have students out front that are covering their freshmen and ushers, and they're all helping make tonight a success as well. So before I'm going to start with the scholarships. I'd like to remind all students, and this is really important, students, when you come up, you're going to come up the stage on this side. You're going to accept your award with your left hand and shake with your right, and then you're going to exit off that side. Okay? So come up on this side, accept your award with the left hand, shake with your right, and then go down this way. It's all pretty easy. Just watch the person before you. Without further ado, why don't we start this evening and start giving out some money. Let us begin with our benefactors making their presentations. So at this time, I would like to invite Judith Loftus to the stage to present the ADK Future Teacher Scholarship. See you.
Hi, good evening. I'm Judy Loftus. I'm here tonight representing the Alpha Delta Kappa Women's Sorority, Educators Sorority. And we are an organization that supports Nashua students. You might know us from our perennial plant sale every year. We raise funds to provide the little extras that kids need to be successful in school. Sometimes it's backpacks, sometimes it's clothing, sometimes it's extra snacks. But one of the other things that we do is also recognize 2 future teachers. And we give 2 scholarships, 2 $1,000 scholarships, one to a North student and one to a South student. And I'm here this evening to recognize the North student. I happen to be the instructor in the Careers in Education program at Nashua South through the Nashua Technology Center. And I had the good fortune of having this student in my class this year. He is a fine, fine young man who is really devoted to making children's lives better, to creating classrooms where children are engaged in their learning and able to pursue their creativity. He is planning on continuing his education at Nashua Community College initially, and then furthering his education at a 4-year school. So this evening I'd like to recognize Eric Pettit and give him a scholarship.
Next, I'd like to invite Kathy DeMello to the stage to present the Bob DeMello Memorial Scholarship. You come around this way.
Good evening. Congratulations to all the seniors that are here receiving these awards tonight. You are a special group of people, and it's always an honor to be here to do this in my husband's name. For those of you who don't know who Bob DeMello was, he was a track coach here, at Nashua High, starting in 1975, and finished his career here around 1999. And in that time, he led his team to 43 consecutive dual meet wins. He was a multiple winner of the Coach of the Year award from the New Hampshire Association of High School Coaches. 1979 through 1989 was called the DeMello Decade because he had the indoor mile relay win 10 years in a row. So, in fact, when he passed in 2002, one of his former athletes made a plaque of that, or a poster of that decade, and had all of those relay winners sign that poster. One of my daughters has it now in her home. So it's just a very special time for us. He carried on the Fran Tate legacy of hosting the high school state decathlon every June through the mid-'80s and '90s. I don't know if you're still doing that here. That's great. And there were a few quotes that I found from students that he had, athletes that he had in the past. One said, running for Bob DeMello was a unique experience. That was how DeMello operated. We knew we had to work hard. He motivated us to win, and we had fun doing it. Not a lot of kids in high school had an idea that running track was fun. Another said DeMello could best be remembered as a coach who brought out the best in every athlete, allowing them to excel in ways they had never had before. Mr. Burns, I believe, ran for Bob DeMello. And actually, Bob gave me a little God wink tonight as I was looking through some records of his that I had held on to. I found a little something, a piece I want to read to you, but I also found the Department of Athletics Nashua High School Award record for 1991 and his spring track attendance records for 1990. So I thought that was pretty interesting, along with a little prayer that I was really surprised to see. But one of the things that he did just before he died was he wrote something to present to his athletes, and I thought it was appropriate to present to the seniors tonight. So if you would just bear with me for a minute. It says, imagine you're on a cliffside, and below is a long, white, gleaming beach with some sand sailboats, and it's a windy, gusty, blustery day, you know, a perfect kind of day for that kind of thing. You work yourself down the cliffside, and you get in one of these sails, and the attendant gives you some instructions, and at first it's very difficult, but then you get the hang of it. And after a period of time, you're zipping up to 20 miles an hour down the beach. As you approach a rather narrow portion of the beach, there is another boat coming down the beach, and both boats are going about 20 miles an hour. And you pass through this very narrow opening, just barely missing each other, and a minor miracle has occurred. Here are two boats going in different directions, and there's only one wind. What gives? Well, you reach back in your subconscious and you remember what seafaring people have known for centuries. You can actually take a course into the wind by zigzagging, and what really counts is not the wind, but how you set your sails. Well, there are winds blowing on us from around the world. Sometimes those winds are winds of adversity, things over which you and I don't have control. We don't control the winds, do we? We do control the set of our sails. The set of your sails is the knowledge that we have been willing to put into our heads, and secondly, the self-image, what's in your heart, how we have learned to see others, and how we've learned to see ourselves. The last line of the story is a good one. It's not the gale, but rather the set of the sail that determines your course in life. So to all of your seniors graduating, set your sails in the right direction. Know that the wind is going to die down on you once in a while, and if you just tack a little bit the other way, you're bound to be successful. So congratulations. So tonight I have two awards to give, and this is an honor also because my family and I normally give one, but Coach Cobbs contacted me and told me about these two gentlemen. So tonight the Bob DeMello Memorial Scholarship is going to two track athletes, both who dedicated their entire year to the 400, beginning in the fall and training in the cross-country team. They're normally middle distance runners, so that short sprint run, of course 400 I couldn't do, but was challenging for them, but they did wonderful. I also understand that they've been leaders on the team. They were always there willing to help the coaches, bring the younger students and athletes along. So I'd like to call Joe Gittiboni and Pat Romulus up to the stage. Which one is which? Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Please welcome Dr. Beth Crest to the stage to present the Khalil and Crest Dental Scholarship.
I'm Dr. Beth Crest, and I'd like to wish congratulations to the class of 2017, their parents and families. I'm very honored to be presenting the Khalil and Crest Dental Profession Scholarship for $1,000 this evening. The eligibility requirements for the scholarship are that the student be pursuing a career in the dental field, either as a dentist, hygienist, assistant, or dental lab technician. Maintain a GPA of 3.2 or higher, have leadership qualities, have completed community service, and to have participated in school extracurricular activities. This year's scholarship recipient is Kushal Shah, who will be attending the Mass College of Pharmacy and Health Science. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'd like to invite Susan Twidorsky and Linda Riley to the stage to present the Nashua High School class of 1974 Memorial Scholarship.
Good evening. I'm Susan Twardowski and my classmate Linda Gilbert Riley. We're pleased to be part of this special evening tonight to wish and congratulate all of the students and their families on their wonderful achievements. Our class, the Nashua High Alumni Class of 1974, has always felt it's our duty to give back to our community and to our school. Helping graduating students from our alma mater gives us an opportunity to do this. In 1994, we established a scholarship fund to honor our classmates who are no longer with us. For each of the past 18 years, we have presented scholarships to one or several Nashua High graduating students. Tonight, we're pleased to be presenting our 33rd scholarship award. This year's recipient is hardworking and a dedicated member of the Nashua High North community. They have done very well academically, participating in honors classes, and they're a member of the National Honor Society. A strong focus of their academic career has been in science courses. They have shown themselves to be motivated and diligent student in this field, and as such were also elected to be part of the Science Honor Society for both junior and senior year. They have not only participated as a member of 4 of your school's teams, but have demonstrated real leadership skills, serving as a captain for 3 of them. They have also volunteered in many services for the larger community, as well as here at Nashua High North. One of the most important gifts of their time has been as a mentor to current freshman students. This student is very goal-oriented and has accomplished a lot in the past 4 years. We believe that motivation and leadership abilities they have shown here will continue to help them accomplish anything they choose in their future, including their desire to follow a pre-med track at the University of Connecticut with the goal to fulfill their childhood dream of becoming a doctor. It is a true honor as fellow alumni to present this award to her. The 2017 Class of 1974 Scholarship recipient is Rihanna Sullivan.
Thank you. I'm pleased to welcome Jacqueline Watkins to the stage to present the Winifred Creed Memorial Scholarship.
Thank you.
Good evening. I'm here tonight to present a scholarship in my mother's memory. My mother, Winifred Creed, worked for many years as an accountant. After her retirement, she worked here at Nashua North as a paraprofessional from 2000 to 2008. She passed away from illness in 2016. She often spoke of the pleasure she received from helping and encouraging the students here that she worked with. In the spirit of helping and encouragement, my father and I have established a scholarship in her memory for a student who has shown originality in the arts curriculum. This year's recipient is Ivy Hill. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next, I am pleased to invite Denise Petz and Kesley Fitz to the stage to present the Matthew M. Petz Memorial Scholarship.
I got this. Okay. Good evening, everyone. It is our pleasure to be here this evening. First, congratulations to all scholarship and award recipients. You've earned this night. The Matthew M. Petz Memorial Scholarship is being awarded this evening in honor of my husband, who passed away in October. My husband was truly passionate about everything in life and spoke his mind freely about politics, about education, and life. Matt taught our children some of life's greatest lessons through his family stories. He talked with them repeatedly about the importance of living a good life and the value of a great education. He would say, never give up. He told them to always strive to do their best in order to achieve their goals and fulfill their dreams. The compassion, support, and the love that has been shown to me and to my family throughout this last year from this school and from this community has been tremendous, and for that we are immensely grateful. That said, we feel it is important to give forward to the same community who has given us so much. What better way to do that than to recognize and support a graduating senior in this school? It was clear to us that the student we selected represents a hope for everyone's future. He is hope for improving quality of life, furthering education, expanding communications, or potentially improving research and medical care through computer science. So much good can be done in this life while sitting behind a computer. This fall, the selected student will be attending the University of Massachusetts Amherst. We are honored to present the Matthew M. Petz Memorial Scholarship to Dat Duong.
Thank you, Denise. Please welcome Linda Hatayan to the stage to present the Linda Hatayan Lacrosse Fund Award Scholarship.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. It's pretty bright up here. I would like to congratulate the 2017 class. I know it sounds very cliche, but you're obviously here for a reason, because you're top in your class or activity or sports, academics, and it's really quite an honor to receive any award here tonight, so really congratulations. The one advice I would give you would be to give back. I know you're going to go off to college and, you're going to get a job, hopefully, you're going to make some money, but still, do what you love and love what you do. And even if it doesn't bring you, that big buck, give back, whether you're, in engineering or whether you're in dentistry or you're an athlete. It's really very rewarding. So I'd like to take a moment and also acknowledge all the families that give out memorial awards. The families have lost beautiful fathers, coaches, teachers, sons, mentors, and their lives ended way too soon. And every year, since I've been giving out this scholarship, I listen to the memorials, and they still break my heart. So I can't imagine how difficult it is to the families that get up here and have the courage to keep their loved one's memory alive, and I really admire that. So I'd like to give you just a little bit of history about the scholarship in my name. Lacrosse has always been very dear to me. I played in high school, I played in college at UMass. We won NCAA championships. I was All-American. I got a lot of accolades in athletics, which shaped me into the person that I am today, with just integrity and work ethic. And I won't go on and on about myself, but I did found the program when it was one big Nashua high school over at North back in 1996. And in 97 or 98, I believe, the NHIAA, which is the New Hampshire Interscholastic Athletic Association, the governing body, finally recognized girls lacrosse. So the district had no money, and we were a pay-to-play program, and I had to recruit female athletes to come out and, you know, split their time between soccer and AAU basketball. And I would go scout, you know, the kids that could move well and have the eye-hand coordination. And my first group, I have to tell you, they were real pioneers, because in today's culture, you know, you can't play a varsity sport, you know, in high school. You got to start probably in middle school or before. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way of the times now. So they had a lot of grit, this group. And I have to tell you, I live in Hollis. I coach my daughter's team, the U12s. A couple of girls are here to support me. They just won their little state champion, which is really fun. And I have to say that I feel like the Nashua kids, when I coached, had grit. They had passion and perseverance. It was a different culture. And, you know, don't tell the Hollis people this, but I believe it's a little different than Hollis. And some of them came from single families, divorced, you know, some real tough stuff. And they worked so hard. They stepped out of the box. You know, they raised money. So all these kids are very, very dear to me. And they were very, very successful, actually. We won 2 state championships back-to-back. We had a 60-game winning streak. We had 7 state championship appearances. Many, many kids went on to play Division I and get scholarships. And they're giving back. If you look around in the community, they're coaching high schools, they're coaching youth programs, they're coaching elite programs, and some even college. So that's really wonderful. I'm happy that they're doing that. So when I retired from Nashua in 2002, I wanted to give back. So if I couldn't give back on the field, monetarily was the way I wanted to give back. So I created the scholarship, and the criteria that it must go to a graduating senior, 1 female and 1 male, and they must have academic and athletic excellence. They must be involved in community service and have strong leadership and team contributions both on and off the field. So I don't know these people individually, unfortunately, but I reach out to their coaches, and I want to tell you a little bit about the gentleman that's receiving my scholarship tonight. He played 4 years as goalie, and he was the captain. He was also the most valuable defensive player, and his coach told him that he really overcomes adversity. He was also a member of the National Honor Society, and what I do want to mention is, you know, he unfortunately experienced something very devastating by losing his dad, which is extremely sad, and he's forging on, and I am honored to give the scholarship to James Petts, who is going on to Plymouth State. I don't have it. Well, I definitely paid the city, but I don't have an envelope. So I don't know where it is. Okay. James will make sure you get your money, don't worry.
We found it.
We found it. Oh, good.
His mom's got it.
Oh, God, your mom is keeping it. Get it from her. I'd also like to say a little bit about the female recipient. I want to tell you a little quick story without boring you too much. So I mentioned that I coach my daughter's U12 program in Hollis. And one day, her and her friend were out practicing before practice. And her little friend came up to me and said, Coach, I want to show you this girl. She's really into lacrosse, and she's a really good friend of the family. She's pulling up her pictures. She's the most awesome person ever, and she's going on, to, I won't tell you what college yet, and she's so beautiful. She's so wonderful. She's the most great person. Everybody loves her. So here's a little testimony from a 12-year-old, so I thought I'd mention that. And from her coach, unfortunately, her current lacrosse coach didn't get to see her play because she was injured. And while she was injured, she still exemplified leadership and effort, and she led by example by helping her coach out with drills and just being that person on the sidelines when the chips were down, when she could have put her tail between her legs and not been that great person on the sideline. She was there for her coach. She's also varsity field hockey and lacrosse for 4 years, indoor and outdoor track. And she is going on, I think, to play lacrosse at UNH. And I'm proud to present the word to Gabrielle Messer. I've got the envelope. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. She loves you too. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to invite Edwin Sapp to the stage to present the Greater Manchester Black Scholarship Foundation Scholarship.
Hi, thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Good evening. Very good, very good. My name is Edwin Sapp, and I am a member of the board of the Greater Manchester Black Scholarship Foundation. I'm also, and it has been my pleasure the last few years, to be on the scholarship committee. Now, we get applications all across New Hampshire. And so tonight, we're honoring a Titan, one of 10 this year. The key element over and over again when we were reviewing application is promise. So I'd like to present the scholarship in amount $1,500 to Rihanna L. Sullivan.
Thank you. Next, I'm pleased to invite Shamira Simpson and Kaylin Hamilton to the stage to present the Nashua Pal Force Awards.
Good evening, I'm Shamira Simpson. This is Callan Hamilton. We are from the Volunteer Board of Directors for the Nashua Pal Force Youth and Football Program. We are one of 10 programs through the Police Athletic League, and we recruit cheerleaders and football players age 5 to 14 to compete at the highest level possible in the state of New Hampshire and then throughout the region and on to nationals. I will present today a scholarship for one of our football players. This football player has been part of the Nashua Pal Force program for 11 years as both a player and a coach. As a player, he is one of the hardest working, most dedicated players on the field, never missing a practice, only once when he didn't turn in his homework, and even at practice while his little sister was being born. As a coach trainee, his dedication and knowledge of football were constantly on display throughout every single season, 4 seasons as a coach. The head coach told me he always considered him more of an assistant coach than a trainee. He helped teach proper football fundamentals and was able to communicate his knowledge effectively to all of the young players. Head coach Chris Oliver shared with me that he is a great role model for the players on our team and provided the foundation for our players that plan on playing football in high school. Personally, I'm excited to hear he is furthering his scholastics at Plymouth State and can't wait to see him excel at the next level. It has been a pure pleasure to have Joe Allen as a member of the Nashua Pal Force family. We congratulate him on his completion of high school and wish him nothing but success in the future.
My name is Callan Hamilton. I am the cheer director for Nashua Pal Force, and I am pleased to be here to present the cheerleading recipient for this same scholarship. I had the pleasure of coaching her the entire time that she was an athlete for Nashua Pal Force, and as director have watched her in the role as a student demonstrator or coach trainee. This recipient started with our program as a very, very shy, very timid 8-year-old little girl who did not have a very loud voice and was not very comfortable in expressing herself, and ended her athletic career with us as somebody who definitely could speak her mind and could rally her teammates and was just an asset to the entire team and to the organization. She has been part of teams with great success and part of teams with great heartache both in her career with Nashua Pal Force, and has handled them all exceptionally well. She is someone who her own athletes look up to and rely on. She is someone who is known to have dedication and commitment to both the program and her athletes and her coaches and her teammates. We are thrilled to announce that the first recipient of the Nashua Pal Force Alumni Scholarship for Cheer is Kiara Francis.
Thank you. Next, I'm pleased to welcome Robert Mongan to join us to present the Greater Manchester Nashua Board of Realtors Scholarship.
Thank you.
Thank you, Principal Mary Ann. After listening to some of the speeches, I'm reminded what Henry VIII said to his third wife: this won't take long. Yes. The Greater Manchester Nashua Board of Realtors presents scholarships, one in Nashua, one in Manchester, every year to an outstanding senior student. It's based on academic success, leadership qualities, community service, and most importantly, recommendations from the faculty, because they are the ones that remember the Titans. And when it comes to the faculty, you know that you're getting a true, honest opinion. This year, we're very proud and very pleased to present the second award this young man's gotten tonight, so I guess someone else thinks very highly of him. The Greater Manchester Nashua Board of Realtors is happy to present to future UMass Amherst student Dat Duong.
Thank you. Please welcome from Nashua Community College, Susan Smith, to the stage to present the Nashua Community College Honors Program Scholarship. Thank you.
Hi, my title is Early College and Honors Program Specialist at Nashua Community College. Early college is an opportunity for students to come to college during high school for half price or less. We were 117 strong this spring, and North has been a very strong supporter. Thank you very much. The Honors Program at Nashua Community College offers a pathway for academically talented and motivated students to take challenging honors courses embedded in the core curriculum within their major. This selective program has seen students go to impressive transfer schools such as Cornell, Boston University, Johns Hopkins, and beyond. It is my personal honor to represent these programs tonight. Both of my daughters started in early college and the honors program at the community colleges. They are 21 and 24 today and now find themselves in graduate school. We had no idea what their path would be and where it would take them, but now we are so happy that we used the pathways and saved our big debt for graduate school. So I always encourage everybody to think of that long-term goal that could be and how you're going to get it. And the honors program at Nashua Community College is a great option. The recipient of tonight's honors program, $1,000 senior scholarship, has enrolled in the honors program at Nashua Community College, pursuing a dual admissions with UNH in our psychology degree. He is also completing the core requirements for sports medicine at UNH as well, very ambitious. He really knocked it out of the park here at Nashua North on his transcript and is forging ahead, already starting in early college core curriculum this summer, and this fall he's taking challenging courses such as honors principles of biology and honors expository writing. I know this young man will just keep flying high and going far. It is my honor to present the scholarship tonight to Marco Basabas Noriega. Okay, so do you want me to hand it to you? Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome Tina Hamilton to the stage to present the Nashua High School North Guidance Department Perseverance Award.
It's bright up here. And these are new. Good evening. This is the second time the North Counseling Department will give the Guidance Perseverance Award. This award was created to recognize a student for their tenacity in achieving their high school diploma and pursuing their post-secondary goals. It consists of a cash award and also a $300 voucher toward a course at any of the community colleges in our state system. I want to take 1 second and let you know how we actually get those vouchers, and it's something that makes me feel proud to be a Titan because they come from teachers in our building. So teachers who teach Running Start classes, which are really a labor of love because they don't get paid other than the voucher to take a course, which many of the teachers don't use, so they donate. So that's really kind of a special thing. The Guidance Department collaborated and decided this award would go to a student who has made an impression on us as having that extra little bit of fortitude that can sometimes go unnoticed. We're excited to present this award to a deserving young woman who has shown great strength and determination through their high school experience. This is really personal for me because not only is this a student on my caseload, but it's also the third sibling in a family that I've had the pleasure of working with over the years. I'd also be remiss if I didn't recognize a couple of teachers, Terrence Smart and Sarah Buchan, for their work with this student and always making sure to keep her on my radar. So please join me in congratulating Michaela Ennis on her achievement.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome Jessica Witkowski to the stage to present the World Academy Alumni Scholarship.
Thank you. Hi, good evening. Congratulations to all 2017 graduates and recipients tonight. My name is Jessica Witkowski. I'm the Director of Early Childhood Programming at World Academy, located in Nashua. And I'm honored tonight to present the first annual Alumni Award on behalf of World Academy to a student who attended in his early years and continues to exhibit very strong leadership among his peers. So I'm pleased to present this award to Connor Muse tonight.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to invite Adam Marcoux, President of the Nashua Teachers Union, to the stage to present the Nashua Teachers Union Scholarship.
Good evening. Wow, it's bright up here. Well, there are lights on, yeah. My name is Adam Marcoux. I'm the president of the Nashua Teachers Union. I speak in front of people a lot, but tonight is probably one of the times that I'll enjoy the most. For the record, I am a Purple Panther. Please don't hurt me on the way out. But I was one of the classes that came to North for a year when South was being renovated, and sat in this auditorium and think back and how fast things go by. When I'm not president of the union, I'm a teacher at Charlotte Ave, and the winner of tonight's scholarship is also an alum of Charlotte Ave. Now, I didn't have this student, unfortunately, but I am familiar with them. I looked through their application, and our requirements are that they have a family member who's a member of the teachers union. I was astonished at what this person accomplished in 4 years of high school. Between academics, athletics, outside volunteering work, a job, and keeping it all together is very impressive. On behalf of the Nashua Teachers Union, our board of directors, our scholarship committee, I'm pleased to present the Nashua Teachers Scholarship Award to Hannah Henning.
Thank you. Next, please welcome Kim LaBelle to the stage to present the Sean A. Eckert Auto Tech Scholarship.
Again, congratulations to the class of 2017 and to the parents who are also here this evening. My name is Kim LaBelle, and I'm the mother of Sean Eckert, who died December 2006 in a car accident while attending UMass Lowell, majoring in mechanical engineering. Tonight, I am here to present the Sean Eckert Auto Tech Scholarship to a student who will be continuing on to a 2-year tech college for auto mechanics. The criterion for the scholarship is that he or she has to write an essay that is similar to Sean's goals and character. Sean grew up around my dad, Clement LaBelle, who, by the way, has come for the last 10 years and is 83 years old, God bless him, to honor Sean's memory. And he's here, but he doesn't want to come up with me. Sean and my dad would spend hours in the garage together, fixing and inventing something. Sean loved tools, grease, definitely Greece, auto, science, and technology. His goal someday was to design fuel-efficient cars that were stylish and affordable to everyone. The reason we chose this scholarship in his name is an easy one. When Sean was in auto tech, he was chosen to compete in the Ford AAA scholarship program, and if he won, he'd win a 2-year scholarship. But he declined because he knew he was going to UMass Lowell for 4-year mechanical engineering. So this is why Sean's family and friends helped create $2,000 scholarships in his name. We created the Sean Eckert Auto Tech Scholarship and an Engineering Memorial Scholarship, which will be awarded tomorrow night at South. So tonight, we continue in his memory. Sean's family and friends would like to pass that love on to you and hope that someday you may have the opportunity to help someone else. The recipient of the Sean Eckert Auto Tech Scholarship is, I hope I say your name right, Mitchell Seskis?
Thank you. Next, I'd like to welcome Eric Garbos to the stage to present the Titan Music Association Scholarship.
Good evening, and congratulations to all the award and scholarship recipients tonight and their families. My name is Eric Garbos. I'm the scholarship chair for the Titans Music Association. We're the booster club for the Nashua North Music Department, covering both band, chorus, and color guard. We're pleased this year to announce 2 awards to a total of $750 each, $1,500 total, based on these applicants' service to school and community through music, their musical aptitude, and an essay they wrote which expresses how music has enriched their lives and how they expect it will continue to do so in their future. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the band director, Kristen Olson, and chorus director, Brianne Biestov, for creating such a great music program. We can see how it enriches these kids' lives. They're truly a great group of kids. I wish we could give them all scholarships, but tonight we just have the 2. The first scholarship goes to a senior who's been in the marching, concert, and jazz bands and performed in Nashua plays for all 4 years of their high school career. They also performed in the select band, last year's all-school musical, and 2 senior musicals, and with the Hollis Town Band, Manchester Community Music School Jazz Ensemble, New Hampshire Youth Jazz Ensemble, and various student-run bands and jazz combos. Their accomplishments include earning a place in the All-State Music Festival in the orchestra, band, chamber, jazz band, and honors band ensembles, often earning first or second chair, and in 2016 earning the highest audition score. Meanwhile, they've also kept up with their other schoolwork and are a member of the National Honor Society and a New Hampshire Scholar. They embrace music to its fullest, working to give back to the community by not only performing, but also crafting music. They've created several arrangements and original compositions, some of which you may have heard in concerts performed in this very auditorium. It's my understanding they plan to continue that trend and study jazz studies in college, and have already begun earning credits through Berkeley and UNH summer music programs. I can tell you on a personal note, I was fortunate enough to be a chaperone when the music department went on a field trip to Montreal last year. And one of the things that happened was we had a formal dinner in which there was a professional music trio performing, and the students were invited to come up and play with them. This student was up there playing with them, and he was so natural at it that even they were impressed. I can certainly tell you I'm impressed. Whenever anybody says the word saxophone to me, this is the person I picture playing in my head. So I'm very honored here tonight to present this scholarship to Simon White. All right. Unfortunately, I guess he's not here tonight, but we have another. Our next recipient has also performed in the marching, concert, and jazz bands and in Nashua plays throughout their 4 years at Nashua North. In addition, they've been in the concert choir, men's choir, and Nashua Sings, and performed in the senior and all-school musicals and with the Blue Notes a cappella group. Their accomplishments include earning a place in the All-State Orchestra, Chamber, and Jazz Band ensembles, and in the All-State Mixed Choir and Chamber Choir. Even beyond All-State, they earned a place in the All-Eastern Mixed Choir, one of only 5 New Hampshire representatives chosen to participate in this festival that covers the region from Maine to Maryland. They're a member of the Tri-M Music Honor Society, National Honor Society, Science and Math Honor Societies, and varsity tennis and swim teams. Even while excelling individually, they also step up to provide leadership and service, giving back to their school and community through numerous volunteer and fundraising efforts, and by serving as a section leader in both band and chorus, treasurer of Tri-M, and working as a trombone tutor, YMCA camp counselor, stage manager for a production at the Junior Actor Singers, and as an elementary music school teacher assistant. You may remember him from the all-school musical as His Royal Highness Prince Christopher Rupert Windermere Vladimir Carl Alexander Francois Reginald Lancelot Herman, yes Herman, Gregory James, or perhaps know him simply as Ben Gorelick.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to invite Brian Mulcahy to the stage to present the Thomas Mulcahy Memorial Hockey Alumni Scholarship.
Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. This award is in memory of my son, Thomas. Thomas, I want to tell you a little bit about him, since we have an award for him. Thomas was a graduate of North 2006. School was only 2 years old, so that means he also attended South for 2 years. He was a three-sport athlete, playing football, hockey, and lacrosse at both schools. He loved both schools, but he graduated at Titan, and his heart was a Titan. He captained both football and hockey, and the coaches loved him. He was a great leader. He was a good player, a great leader, a great teammate, and these are the qualities that we're looking for to present the scholarship in his memory. He also attended and graduated Plymouth State, where he didn't play hockey there, but he played rugby. They were national champs 1 year, so he continued his athletics right through college. So I just wanted you to know a little bit about him, because, you know, it's over 10 years that he's graduated, so not too many of you would know him. Some of the faculty's still around, but anyway, this year, this award goes to Jeremiah Latham.
Thank you. Next, please welcome Linda Twombly to the stage to present the Nashua Women's Club General Scholarship. Thank you.
Did I say that right? Nashua.
Good evening. Hopefully you can hear me and see me. I'm so short. I want to congratulate the class of 2017 on your achievements for the past 12 years and looking forward to your college years to come. Nashua Women's Club is 121 years old this year. We recognize and we promote education, arts, music, and this year we have selected through our scholarship committee 5 students from Nashua schools, 2 from Nashua North, 2 from South, and 1 from BG. It's an honor, and after hearing 2 of them already get scholarships tonight, it is a pleasure knowing that they're going to be able to use this money for their future. It is my pleasure to present to Rihanna Sullivan, and to Hannah Hanning. Ladies, you are well deserving of a $2,000 scholarship each. It will be going to your college for the second semester at Rihanna, and I have included my card. We would love to hear back from you afterwards. There's your envelope. And to Hannah, congratulations. And if I could get somebody just to take a picture of the two of us standing here? Sure. The three of us, excuse me. Okay, it's right there. The white card.
I almost thought that was going to be a selfie for a minute. I wasn't sure. Next, I'd like to invite Kamal Masan to the stage to present the Nashua Lions Club Scholarship.
That's Nina's husband.
Good evening. Nashua Lions Club has been serving Nashua community for the last 94 years. And this is our first year to award the scholarships. The topic scholarship committee we chose was, how does my volunteer service improve my community and me as an individual? I do have the committee which selected the two recipients from Nashua North and one from Nashua South. They are right in the front. I'd like to recognize them. The two recipients from Nashua North are Nicholas Jones and Alexandra Norris.
Okay, next I'm going to be presenting the next several scholarships. And I would like to thank all of the benefactors that came and presented this evening. Thank you very much. So next, I'd like to present the Charles Picard Scholarship, which is awarded to a student pursuing undergraduate studies in science or engineering. The recipient of this scholarship is Hannah Henning. Why don't you hold those and hand them to me? Stand over here. Stand over here. Just getting this down a little bit. Okay. Next, the Citizenship Award Bar Harbor and Lake Sunapee Bank Scholarship is awarded to a student who exemplifies scholastic and community contributions during his or her tenure at Nashua High School North. The recipient is Benjamin Pelletier. Next, the Dennis M. Drake Memorial Scholarship is in the spirit of Dennis Drake's generosity and commitment to reach out and support those less fortunate. Their mission is to provide donations, grants, and scholarships to those children, adults, and charitable organizations in need and who are seeking assistance. The 2017 Dennis M. Drake Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Emmeline Beauvais. The next scholarship is the Kaushik Korapathy Memorial Scholarship. Kaushik passed away on May 1st, 2012, 7 weeks before his high school graduation, and was awarded the high school diploma of Nashua High School North posthumously. Kaushik leaves behind memories of a resilient fighter, brilliant student, and tireless learner. In celebration of Kaushik's extraordinary life, the Korapathis have established a scholarship award for $1,000. The 2017 Kaushik Korapathy Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Rihanna Sullivan. Next, the Performance Rehab, Inc. Scholarship is given to a student who will be pursuing a degree program in physical therapy, athletic training, or exercise science. The recipient is Gabriella Bazinski. The next scholarship, the Rebecca Rose Tabbitt Cross Country and Track and Field Memorial Scholarship, is awarded to a student athlete who has demonstrated excellence in academics, athletics, and in the community. This student has been an exceptional 12-season athlete, balancing many clubs, after-school jobs, and sports every season. The recipient of this scholarship is Jillian Ireland. The Peter Testa Memorial Scholarship is next. Peter Testa was a chemistry and AP chemistry teacher in Nashua for 40 years. Within the walls of his classroom, he fostered creativity, nurtured relationships, encouraged dreams through connections with his students as he opened their eyes to the wonder and possibilities of the chemical sciences. It is the intention of this scholarship to inspire and support the AP chemistry students' educational goals. The recipient of this scholarship is Brandon Lee. At this time, I'm going to ask my assistant principals to help announce the next set of scholarships for the students in his or her academy. As they announce your name, again, please come up the stairs and exit to the left. So at this time, I'd like to welcome Assistant Principal Tom Casey to the podium.
Good evening. A recipient of the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship and William H. and Edith E. Keenan Scholarship, Catherine Amrine. Recipient of the Digital Federal Credit Union Scholarship, Haley Balkin. Recipient of the Digital Federal Credit Union Scholarship, Alexandra Bernier. Recipient of the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship, Jordan Buckmeyer. Recipient of the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship, Alyssa Clancy. And now I'd like to welcome Assistant Principal Nate Burns to the podium.
Good evening. First, I'd like to recognize for the Ralph J. Burns and Alice F. Burns Scholarship, recipient Isabel Dunning. Recipient of the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship and the Honorable Frank B. Clancy and Emma D. Clancy Scholarship, Dat Duong. Recipient of the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship, Ayub S. Sabir. Recipient of the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship and the Digital Federal Credit Union Scholarship, Nishant Duriyarasu. Recipient of the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship, the Ralph J. Burns and Alice F. Burns Scholarship, and the William H. and Edith E. Keenan Scholarship, Joseph Guidaboni. Recipient of the Honorable Frank B. Clancy and Emma D. Clancy Scholarship, Hannah Henning. Recipient of the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship, the Honorable Frank B. Clancy and Emma D. Clancy Scholarship, the Thelma F. Doe Award, and the Walter and Evelyn Nesmith Scholarship Award, Jillian Ireland. Recipient of the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship, the Matsis Mathematics Achievement Award, and the Ralph J. Burns and Alice F. Burns Scholarship, Tyler Jang. Now I'd like to please welcome Assistant Principal Sharon Wilson to the podium.
Good evening. Receiving the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship, Brett LeBlanc. Receiving the William H. and Edith E. Keenan Scholarship, Brandon Lee. Receiving the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship and the William H. and Edith E. Keenan Scholarship, Simon McIntosh. Receiving the Class of 1939 Memorial Scholarship, Haley McQuinn. Receiving the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship, Joseph Moroz. Receiving the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship and the William H. and Edith E. Keenan Scholarship, Andrew Nguyen. Receiving the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship, Larry Nguyen. Receiving the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship, Wayne Nolet. Receiving the Nashua Fish and Game Association Scholarship, Alexandra Norris. Receiving the Digital Federal Credit Union Scholarship, James Petz. Receiving the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship and the Ralph J. Burns and Alice F. Burns Scholarship, Jackson Powell. Now I'd like to welcome Assistant Principal Don Mead to the podium.
Recipient of the Digital Federal Credit Union Scholarship, Ian Ray. Recipient of the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship and the William H. and Edith E. Keenan Scholarship, Chloe Raymond. Recipient of the Charles E. Austin Memorial Scholarship, Morgan Reynolds. Recipient of the William H. and Edith E. Keenan Scholarship, Kushal Shah. Recipient of the Arthur J. Nakos Scholarship, Jocelyn Simon. Recipient of the Mark Lawrence Photography Scholarship, Chloe Storer. Recipient of the William H. and Edith E. Keenan Scholarship, Rihanna Sullivan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Principal Marianne Bustede back to the podium.
Thank you. So this concludes the scholarship portion of the evening, and next I would like to welcome to the podium Mary Jean Flanagan to announce the Student Activity Awards.
Good evening, and I just need to start with congratulations to all of you. This is an impressive group of young ladies and young men. First off, I'd like to present the Student Senate Award, and it goes to Jillian Ireland. Next, I have the Team Titan Leadership Award, and I'm going to present this to two amazing young women that have gone above and beyond, Isabel Dunning and Gabrielle Massour. Next, I want to congratulate the remainder of my Dynamo team.
The senior team Titan members, we couldn't have done it this year without you. We have Danielle Began, Alexandra Bernier, Rachel Garudi, Casey Henry, Connor Muse, and Kushal Shah. And now I have the pleasure of announcing our senior class officers. Congratulations. You have earned the respect and love of all your peers, and it's been an incredible year, and you've actually showed me how to do my job. I'd like to start with President Casey Henry. Vice President Connor Muse. Secretary Gabrielle Massour. And last but certainly not least, Kushal Shah. I am so proud of all of you. And now I would like to welcome back Principal Marianne Bustey. Thank you.
Okay, the last part of the program is the Principal's Leadership Awards. So the way these work are, I send out a description of each of the awards to all of the faculty, and I ask them to nominate students for the Principal Awards. And once all the nominations come back from the faculty, we gather them up, and then as an administrative team, we sit down and we review all of them and make our decisions from that point. I will say that a lot of these, it's really nice when there's a majority that come back with certain names, so it's usually pretty easy to make these decisions. So I'm very proud to announce these awards, and the first one is the Principal's Leadership Award. This award honors the student who has best demonstrated outstanding leadership throughout his or her career at Nashua High School North. This recipient has demonstrated leadership by helping others through modeling good behavior, social achievement, and promoting academic excellence at Nashua North. And I couldn't be prouder, and this young lady has done it all, and she's just made us all very, very proud, and she's a great role model for other students. Alexandra Norris. Just a little side note on Alexander. She was on the Board of Ed, the Student Board of Ed rep for 2 years, so that's a huge accomplishment right there. Thank you. Next, I would like to present the Principal's Commendation Awards. There are 4 winners this evening. This award honors the students who have contributed in a variety of ways to the North community. The student typically may not be noticed or be known for their involvement through more formal channels of the school. This unsung hero often works tirelessly, giving of herself or himself, working behind the scenes, making North a better place for all. This year, the Principal's Commendation Awards go to, we'll start with Isabel Dunning. Next, Casey Henry. Next, Jillian Ireland. And lastly, Eleazar Rosario Medina. By the way, if you're wondering what award they're receiving, they are getting this beautiful clock with gold lettering, and we have engraving on the clock with their name on it and the name of the award. So, next, the Principal's Citizenship Award. This award honors the student who best exemplifies good citizenship at Nashua North and the greater Nashua community. The recipient has demonstrated good citizenship through unselfish efforts, making North a better place to be for all students. I'm proud to announce Vanessa Arbeles Gomez receiving this award. Oh, okay, the next one is the Titan Pride Award. This award is usually one of those ones, it's usually pretty easy to pick this person. This award is bestowed upon an individual who best exemplifies the notion of Titan pride. And this person is, this young lady is somebody who everybody knows and everyone loves, and she has been the pride of our school this year and for the past 4 years, Gabrielle Messer. And by the way, the award, the person that wins this award is the student speaker at graduation, so you'll be hearing more from Gabby at graduation. Congratulations. And then last but not least is the Titan Spirit Award. This award is bestowed upon the individual who best exemplifies the notion of Titan spirit. This young man, you can see at lots of games, is always excited, gets me excited when I see him. I know our admin team and a lot of the faculty in the school voted for him, and we just think he's the best. Jacob Breen. I think you figured out why we picked him to be the Titan Spirit Award winner. Thank you, Jacob. So this concludes our evening. We've given out a lot of awards tonight to a lot of special students here. I'm so proud of all of you and everything you've achieved. We have tomorrow. We have even more awards to give out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And congratulations to all of you. There are refreshments and some snacks and some water and things outside by the outside culinary. So I hope you'll join us. Congratulations again. Let's give it up for the class of 2017.